Didn't realize it was needed. Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And we're going to take on the next Chamber of Memories stage, the limited time Chamber of Memories stage, built for the one and only cheesy Vengeance team. So, number 6 wants wind magic. It's got 3 enemies, and man, it is what it is. 2.2 million HP going on for Grusha. Sufia has 1.9. Albus has 2.1. They have a lot of HP. A literal butt ton, and they give themselves a whole bunch of buffs. So unfortunately, this video, while it's going to seem very long, is only going to be a showcase for one team, and that is the cheesy Vengeance team, because nothing else can handle it. Nothing else can, at the same time, survive, but also output enough damage to kill all 3 of these enemies. So you have access to Otherworld Warrior, or Otherworld Legend, Dragon Isekai, and Lycanthrope's Pride, which is not a great team, but as we saw earlier, hold on, this is the team that we're going to be running. Velzard, Raphael, Milim, Exalted Champion Veldora, because he's got that really good 2-turn green buff, and he is an orb changer technically for both him and Milim orbs, so that's nice. Sufia is here for the orange convert, and then free-to-play Yom is here for his Vengeance and blue convert. The missions for this stage are beat it in 10 turns, which you can do, and beat it with a Rimuru character who, this Raphael is going to take that spot. So let's just jump right in. I think we're on, the right setting. It's very simple. You get green orbs, you apply Vengeance, and you rinse and repeat for 10 turns. So yeah, it's a super interesting fight, right? If you've never seen the Vengeance team and you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to beat this stage? If you don't have it, you're SOL. And that's just the easiest, most kind way to put it. If you don't have a Vengeance team or some semblance of it, at the very least, Raphael, you're gonna have a bad time. A very bad time. Because they do way too much damage in like 5 turns. They're gonna kill everybody if you cannot seal them. Raphael is a 100% necessary character. We got a very lucky hand right here, full hand of greens, so we don't have to do any orb changing here. But you see, they're taking off chunks of our health. Look at this, attack buff, crit. They're doing so much stuff. So Raphael comes in, and we have 87 points. We're going to use the green buff from Veldora, the seal from Raphael, and then our first stack of Vengeance with guaranteed guard. And then after that, we will use Vengeance Velzard to apply the counterattack Vengeance state to us. So every time we get hit, they get a stack of Vengeance. It does 50% of their attack stat times every stack. So when you get hit, when they hit us, they get 1 stack. So that's 50% attack. If we apply it with Raphael or Yom, it's 3 stacks a skill. So math adds up. The Vengeance skill does cap out at 99 stacks. We don't hit that, but you'd have to bring like the entire Vengeance team, of which Vengeance Veldora and Vengeance Shuna are pretty terrible for this team. Right? They're taking up 2 slots, and they're meant to do actual damage on a defensively focused team. It makes legitimately no sense. So don't bring them. As long as you have Raphael, you can clear the stage. You're not going to do it in 10 turns, but you can clear it, and that's the important part. No else team is going to be able to do this. We're taking 1 damage right here. They're sealed. There's the 17 stacks of Vengeance now. Vengeance doesn't kick in until turn 5, and then you start to see some lightning bolts come down from the heavens. Pretty good hand right here overall. We can't really use Veldora's orb change to its max, so we're going to swap him out after we reapply the green buff. That's important. That helps us cycle Velzard and continually reset all of our skills. We'll go ahead and use orb changes, and then we'll use the guarantee to guard again. Another 3 stacks of Vengeance. Apply Velzard, that way Milim has it now, so when they attack. Turn 5 or turn 6, one of those turns, they're going to have guaranteed counters, and that is a turn you're going to want to maximize your normal orbs, because every counter is a stack of Vengeance, and it will count towards your total damage output. So having alts really detracts from that because they don't counter alts. So I think it's next turn that happens, if I'm not mistaken. But here, orb change, boom. We can bring Sufia in and then use her convert, and then we're pretty much covered. And then we'll just go ahead and put both stacks of Vengeance on. Or we can seal them. One of the two. Okay, we're going to bring Veldora in and get rid of his ult. So here, we're going to seal. That way we don't take as much damage, because again, they have the crit and the attack buff now. They would do a lot to us if we didn't seal them. And then Vengeance back on. Reset our skills. Give us that extra 250% skill point increase on greens. We're spreading out our damage every time we send 6. That way we can lower their health at equal amounts, because if you only focus on one, they're going to die a lot faster, even though they have a lot of HP. And sometimes, and the run I actually did before this, I ended up leaving both Albus and Sufia alive on turn 10. So we had to go to turn 11, so we weren't able to get that turn 10 mission, which is pretty unfortunate. This turn right here is the counterattack, and we have 3 ults. Not really a good way to do this, unfortunately, especially with this hand setup. So you know what? We're just gonna have to do some funky things here. We want to maximize the counters. We don't want to have 3 ults up here. I want to have as many normal orbs as possible. So we're going to use both Yom's orb change and his Vengeance skill now. Not everyone will get the physical resistance, because Sufia is not there. As long as we can keep applying Vengeance at a consistent pace, you will be able to kill in 10 turns. So here, we've got the orb change, Vengeance, and the guard. At least Sufia will have the guard. We'll have 4 orbs that will be counterattacks. That's an extra 4 stacks of Vengeance that we're going to get for free, guaranteed. And yeah, this is the fight. There has been no other Vengeance units to come out since its release in August. So there's the guaranteed counters. So I highly doubt they'll ever put it out again. I doubt they'll ever make a Vengeance 2.0, because this team was honestly stupid. And it is still pretty stupid. It's called a cheese glue-eating team for a reason, because you don't have to think. As the rule is, as long as you live, you will kill them. And, you could take Vengeance into stages that nerf greens. You could use a blue protector for all I care. I've done that before. It works, as long as you don't die. They have figured out a few ways around it by sealing the body and spirit skills, which all the Vengeance skills are, by, giving themselves buffs that are not sealed by Raphael. So he seals attack, crit, and pierce. They give themselves physical buff, magic buff, element buff, things that Raphael can't do, so you still are going to die very quickly. And they have guard penetration, things like that. They have found ways around this team because they understand how powerful it is and how cheesy and stupid it is. It doesn't mean that everything else in the game that has existed since the dawn of time is meant to deal with it. So if you have this team, you can clear 99% of content, just like if you have any other normal meta at this point. The only times the Vengeance team can't clear it are stages that are directly geared to nerf it, and those happen every so often. But here we're on turn 8, we have 61 stacks of Vengeance now. We're still sending greens, we're still spreading the damage out a bit, and Raphael's ult, he lowers physical attack, which everyone on this enemy side is physical, so they're going to take they're going to do even less damage here. 1, awesome, 1, all right, 1. Super counter, not very often you see that. 65 stacks of Vengeance, we're down to about a quarter HP, and we're looking pretty good on turn 9. We can kill on turn 10. The Vengeance kicks in at the end of turn 10, but before it switches over to turn 11. So as long as they die before that hits 11, you'll be good. We don't want to seal them here, though. Unfortunately, the seal is still here, because by lowering their attack, we also lower our Vengeance damage. So for turn 10, I'm not going to seal them. But I needed to seal Grucius last turn because he was going to ult, and I didn't want to take that unnecessary damage. So here, full hand of greens, 71 stacks. So if we get another counter here, it would just help us out even more. Unfortunately, I don't think we do. Nope, and then 1, 2, and 3 and 4 and 5 hits, so now we're up to 76. And yeah, we're good. So no matter what, they are going to die this turn. So, and we think we get a good hand. Yeah. Boom, boom. We'll bring Yom in. We'll have 3 AoE ults. We've got enough points to get our last 2 stacks of the Vengeance skill. And then they're going to hit us again anyways after the end of the turn. And then they're going to kill themselves. So that is the Chamber of Aspects Stage 6. Super easy, but also very, very, very specific. If you have Raphael, you can do it. I might not use Velzard. I might show off a team that doesn't have Velzard, and we'll use someone else. And we can show you that, yeah, it'll still work. Alright, so there's a death, and there's a death right there. 10 turns, because the counter still says 10. That is all the missions cleared. Let's come back on like the final turn with a not Vengeance Velzard Protector, no Yom, and just Raphael and other people, and give you guys an idea. Alright, just give you a quick show of the team. We're running now old First Anniversary Protector Veldora. He also skill resets like Velzard. He doesn't give us extra skill points on greens though, which is unfortunate, and he only skill resets the front line, so it does require a bit more play. We're only using Vengeance Raphael now. We've still got Milim, we've still got Veldora, but we've now swapped our 2 back lines for Wind Veldora to cover our oranges still, and then Space Velzard to cover our blues. So we're still running essentially the same team, we're just lacking 2 more units that apply Vengeance. So this is a team that will certainly not kill by turn 10. It's going to take a long time, so I'm not going to make you sit through that. We'll come back for the actual kill turn, and I'll let you know how the run went, after that. Alright, here we are. We're on turn 17. We've only applied 33 stacks of Vengeance, which, as not a lot, but we only have 1 character who's actually doing it, and we are still alive. We have a decent amount of HP. Velzard's almost at full because she never sees the front line, but our mainliners, they're at half health. This team isn't quite as defensive, but as long as we can use the green buff from Veldora, eventually you will get an okay hand, and eventually you will be able to stockpile some points to where you can afford to use things that are a little bit more expensive than normal. It's just, you've got to make sure you're cycling Veldora with the protection skill and Veldora's skill. Like, those have to be up all the time. And even then, sometimes I don't get it, because the ults take away from it. So, Grucius, alright, 1 damage against Raphael, that's great, he's super tanky. 900, 600, and, we have 1 turn, maybe 2 more turns of this that we have to go. If we apply another stack of Vengeance here, I think we can probably end it. So let's go ahead and bring in Veldora for Milim. Yeah, and then we'll just do everything here. So blue orb change, boom. We'll use Veldora to reset again. I don't think the green buff is actually active right now. It's not, so buff. And then I think we bring Veldora in and use the green buff. It's 65 points, so it's not cheap, but it will help us make back some of it alongside putting more Vengeance on, which I think at 36 stacks, they will die this coming turn. We'll send all of this against Grucius, and hopefully we kill turn 18. 20k on the ult is not great. We've lowered their physical attack, though, and our chip damage is chips. The bottom of the bag of the chips that are all crumbles. Alright, do we actually kill on turn 18, or do we have to go to turn 20? Okay, we're gonna have to go to turn 20 then. It's fine. That's why we planned ahead. That's why we continued to use the skills, because I'm not sure if it's going to kill until they're actually dead. So we want to assume that it's not gonna work, and that will keep us safe. And I don't think we need to use anything else. Let's just orb change and make sure we've got this hand running as optimally as possible. Let's see. Yeah, we can do this. So we'll use Veldora to reset one last time. Actually, it'll be turn 19 that we actually kill. So boom, boom. And yeah, we'll call it a day. That'll be the end of this video, guys. Vengeance teams are cheesy for a reason. They will work. As long as you have Raphael and a team that you can run around him, you will be fine. If you don't have Raphael, I'm sorry. You're not going to win. And that's just the hard truth. But I'd ask you for other team comps, but there really are none. It's either you have Raphael or you don't. You're not going to live 19 turns without Raphael. So that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I will see you all later.